Hey everybody, it's Jim. Good morning. It's Thursday, July 9th, 2020. Wanted to shoot today's video about the Trump announcement, the ICE announcement that they were going to make all the Fs, Ms, and Js leave the United States if their universities or colleges were having online classes only. Now, you don't need me to tell you once again that this is just another example of the Trump team being as cruel and as mean to immigrants as they can possibly be. But let me just walk through with you what's happening, and then I'll share my thoughts. So there's a rule that says that international students have to attend the majority of their classes in a classroom. So the idea is that if you have international students who want to get educated at a U.S. university, then they should be going to actual classes, that there's no reason to give them a visa if all of their classes are going to be online. So, why would you give a student from China a visa to come to the United States to just do online classes? They could just do those back at their home in Beijing, whatever country. I'm just using China as an example. So that's been a rule for a while now. It's not a new rule, but the interpretation of the rule is what's at issue here today. So right after July 4th, Immigration Customs Enforcement issued a memo saying that if F students, which are international students, M students, which are students trying to get a pilot's license, or J students, which are exchange student visas holders, that if they are going to a university and that university is not going to have actual classes in a classroom, then the international students should go back home. Now, this is a great disgusting, I didn't mean to say disgusting, but it's a very disruptive for the international students. So many of these students have been here for quite a long time and they're getting ready to graduate, and here we're going to pull the rug out from under them. Now, there's been absolutely no evidence that international students are bringing disease to the United States. The United States is doing a fine job of spreading the coronavirus without international students. So what this really is just another attack on legal immigration. Stephen Miller, Tom Cotton, Donald Trump, all these guys who hate immigrants, they sit around with groups like FAIR and CIS and the people that they now have running immigration to try to figure out ways to mess with immigrants, and now specifically with international students. So this has just been very disruptive across the country. Universities are really already in a tough situation. They are seeing enrollments drop, and we can't forget that besides the wonderful contributions that international students make at the universities by bringing their brains to the United States, and the wonderful contributions when it comes to the diversity, the other thing that you have to understand is that international students pay more for tuition than any other group. So they pay a very high rate. They pay higher than out of state. They pay higher than in state. International students pay the highest rate. So in a way, in a very real way, they subsidize the tuition of U.S. students. So universities are really going to feel a pinch if this rule is allowed to stand. Now, in a sick way, the Trump administration is trying to use this rule to force universities to reopen. The Trump team thinks that the president's reelection chances will improve if the economy improves. Now, that's completely fucked up. It's disgusting, and I'm sorry for my language, but it's almost a sin. It's just so disgusting and so just abnormal and self-centered and just not what this country needs. So again, I'm sorry for cussing, but I mean, this is just a bald-faced attempt to save a failing presidency. And it's also a administrative attempt to do what they could not do legislatively. They've wanted to attack legal immigrants and legal immigration since the day they got into office, and this is just one more example of that. So I was heartened to see last night that Harvard and the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, have filed a lawsuit in federal court. I'm going to read over that lawsuit today, and maybe I'll give you some more details on that tomorrow. But for now, if you're an international student and you find yourself wondering what to do, I would say just sit tight, plan as if classes are going to go ahead, plan as if a federal judge might slow this thing down, Congress might act. There's all kinds of things that might happen, and we just don't know. So I know that it's disruptive, and I know it's upsetting. I want you to know that I feel for you and that we feel for you here at the Hacking Law Practice, and we're going to do everything that we can to help with this to the extent that we can. So I'm going to be on the local NPR affiliate tomorrow talking about this. We'll put a link down below. But if you have questions, you can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. You can join us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. Also, if you like this video, please share it out on social and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get updates whenever we make videos like this one. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.